About midway through the round, I snapped hook to drive left, and unfortunately, my ball crashed through a sliding glass window. I was not only greatly embarrassed, but also extremely nervous, since I was a young college student with only a few dollars in the bank, and I wasn't sure how I was going to pay to repair the glass. But my future father-in-law, who I am sure at that time had serious doubts about me as a suitor of his daughter, sprang into action. His generosity that day is something that I will never forget. He told me his insurance policy covered glass breakage on a golf course. He told me not to worry about what happened and to enjoy the day. He had my back on that day and for many days to come. Father, I owe so much to Don for my career. After graduation from A&M, I started my first job with a company in Houston. All was good until a merger occurred with my employer less than 2 weeks before my wedding to Donna. I was asked by my employer to take a job in a field location near Giddings, Texas, not as an engineer, but as a production pumper. The downside was that Donna would be beginning her career in Houston at First City Bank once we returned from our honeymoon. No doubt my decision was a difficult one, either stay employed but work in a different town from Donna, or go the unemployment route and try to find a new job during a very difficult period in the oil and gas industry. Fortunately for me, my future father-in-law came to the rescue. He informed me that a person at Arco Oil and Gas would be calling me about a contract engineering job. I was able to lock down the role before my wedding and enjoy my honeymoon. That role allowed me to stay in Houston and settle myself before making a decision to return to A&M for my master's degree, which I believe opened the door for a successful career in the oil and gas business. Without Don's support, guidance, and generosity to lend a helping hand, I'm not sure where my life would have taken me. All I know is that he did, and I am eternally grateful. Finally, Don loved to travel, and when Donna and I decided to accept a role in Indonesia, I was very worried about telling my parents and my in-laws that we would be taking their grandkids halfway around the world. No doubt, the first communication was shocking for everyone, but I'm so thankful that Don, Joe, and my parents were ultimately supportive and then very generous in their decisions to accompany us on our family travels, since the cost of those travels was not insignificant. Don joined us on trips to Indonesia, New Zealand, Thailand, London, Scotland, and other European spots, and probably our family favorite, an amazing 2-week safari in South Africa, Zimbabwe, and Botswana. Boss was always right there with his grandchildren, Courtney and Cameron, cheering them on. For sure, that trip will be a lasting memory that may only be surpassed by the amazing wedding of Simi and Cameron in New York. He was thrilled to dress in his outfit for the Sangeet on Friday and then participate in the wedding on Saturday. Time with his grandchildren was very important, and he truly tried to be at every event he could with them. In closing, I want to say that God has a way of waking you up with a sense of humor. On the morning that Donna and I were called about Don's passing, Donna and I decided to take separate vehicles to Don and Joe's retirement community. And as I began the short drive on the radio, came the Eagles song, "New Kid in Town." It made me smile that Don is now in heaven as the new kid in town. And we are so glad his pain is over and he is at peace. Thank you, Don, for being Joe's rock and partner for 67 years of marriage, for being a great father to Donna and Laura, and father-in-law to me, for being an outstanding grandfather to Courtney, Cameron, and Simi, a loving cousin, brother-in-law, uncle to many nieces and nephews and grandnieces and grandnephews, friend to many, a strong Christian believer, an outstanding Fighting Texas Aggie. and a generous human being. Rest in peace.
Wow. You've heard 3 great testimonies about a man who touched the lives of so many people. We say thanks be to God. Invite you to turn in your hymnals to hymn number 377, a hymn that the family has requested, 377, It Is Well With My Soul.